Hey, what's going on? Ryan here, triathlon.com, bringing to you another fantastic information-filled, packed video. Today we're going to talk about IRONMAN 70.3 Michigan. We're going to talk about the event schedule again. I'm author at triathlon.com. Let's get right to the video, talking about 70.3 Michigan coming in September 17th of 2023. The time of this recording, we're doing it live right now, so if you have any questions, post them in. I'll look at the comments, see if you got anything for me. But time of this recording, we are August 9th and September 17th, but they've already got the 2023 event schedule. I would definitely pay attention to it, kind of mark days on your calendar, but do know that they can change stuff in between now and then. So definitely make sure that you're aware of the situation, but keep checking back in as the race gets closer and closer, especially when you're getting ready to fly out or drive over or whatever you're going to do. Check in and all that kind of fun stuff, and make sure you're aware of any changes that are going to happen, because right now this is updated as of July 17th of 2023. So I'd imagine between July and September there's going to be a few things we're going to have to tweak or change or something like that, so definitely be aware of that. So first time doing a 70.3, especially an Ironman branded race or something like that, you can go to the event page, 70.3 Michigan. Go to the website. You can find it, you can Google it easily, 70.3 Michigan. It'll just come up on the first page search results in Google. Or you can go to the Ironman site and find the event that way. But once you get there, scroll down to the athlete section, and that's where you have all this wonderful information. Not all events have this much information. They've done some different webinars. You want to watch those, registration confirmation. Now the athlete guide, when I clicked on that, is 2022. The 23 is not published yet, so don't necessarily dive too deep into that, because information could change. Parking shuttles, I wouldn't get too stressed about that as well, because Sunday, September 11th for shuttles, and those races 17th, so that information has not been updated as of right now as well. So we're just talking about the event schedule. You hit that tab. I like to always download a PDF. That way you can just look on it right here on your screen. Gives you the good information of what's going on. Are they going to have a practice swim? When are the athlete briefings? Are they on pro panels? All the kind of good stuff. It's all in here right now as of this moment. So let's just dive right into it. So you'll see that the race is on Sunday. Personally, I like to get there and leave a solid day. Either get checked in on 2 days before, so on Friday when the check-in first opens up, you can do it from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Has location, open space park, and in the athlete guide, they'll have the exact address of where you need to go. And right here down at the bottom, they put that in as well. So the 800 Main Street, Franklin, Michigan, 49625. So make sure you know where that is. Make sure you scope out some parking, especially if you're flying in or driving in or something like that. You're getting pretty close to 7, and you want to go in there and grab your stuff. Always like to go just get that taken care of. Check-in process, get your timing chip. Oh, well, timing chips are going to be a little bit different this year, and I think we'll see that later here in the event schedule. But you want to get your checked in, all your information, your packet, your swim cap, all that kind of good stuff, the swag, the shirts, the bags, whatever. Get checked in. Check out the Ironman Village, because that stuff, the good stuff, goes fast. So if you want the latest and greatest shirt, hat, swag, whatever you're going to get from the race, I definitely wouldn't. Try to get there on leave a solid day in between the actual race day and when you get there and check in. So I get there the first day it's open, if I can. Sometimes I can't, and so if you're doing it the day before, it's not the end of the world. It just kind of crams a lot more stuff going on in an open day, which I like to be a little bit relaxed and rested the day before a race and not have to be running around doing stuff. But it is what it is. So check in. Ironman Village is the same time. The Ironman store is the same time. And then they do have athlete briefings. I like to hit at least one briefing, even though I've done 15 7.3 races. You just never know. But it's also interesting because as people ask more and more questions, I have more and more information. So if you catch like the last or next to last athlete briefing, you probably get more information than you would checking out the first one at 3 p.m. It's all good information, so and always check the websites, the Facebook pages, all that kind of good stuff. They'll post all the last minute information. Make sure you download the Ironman Tracker app because they post notifications for athletes in there as well. So if you click on there and you say, I'm an athlete, push your number in, it'll also pop up notifications for the race as well. So that's been handy, especially if there's like a storm or rain or a delay of any kind or whatever. You'll get notifications that way too. So, in an ideal world, you show up, you check in, go to the Ironman store, get what you want, get an athlete briefing, give yourself plenty of time to get checked in to your hotel or wherever. Get some food, get relaxed, not stay up late, have them run around, head cut off. So the next day, if you can't roll in the day before the last day of check-in, the day of check-in, I try to get there as early as possible. I try to time it around one of the athlete briefings. So if you can't get there until noon for the athlete briefing, I definitely try to get there, before or after, and sandwich it all into one trip. But also be aware that my mandatory bike check-in is the day before for 70.3 events, and that's where they've switched to. They're giving out the timing chips at the bike drop-off, so giving you a little bit more extra incentive. If you don't drop off your bike in time, you don't get a timing chip. So it's kind of hand in hand now. So drop your bike, get a timing chip. If you don't drop off your bike, they're not going to give you a timing chip. So that's, I think, a little bit better way that they ensure that athletes are dropping off their bikes and they don't show up on race day with their bike in hand. Because if you don't have a timing chip and you haven't checked in your bike, they're not going to let you into the race on Sunday. So just be aware of that. You have to drop off your bike the day before, and you have to get your timing chip the day before at the bike drop off. You have to drop your bike off, and usually they'll send you out one of the exits, and that's where you pick up your chip. So just be aware of that. It's getting a little bit different than it had been in the past. Before they give you the chip at check-in, but now it's going to be at the mandatory bike check-in. So you can go, I would sandwich this all together. Go to check-in, because there's going to be stickers and everything you need to put on your bike. So you're going to need your check-in, your packet and everything from there. So if it's a little bit of a hike, if you're not within walking distance to go back and get your bike ready and stuff, I definitely would take your bike with you. Go get checked in, come out, put all your stickers and everything on your bike if you need. Sometimes they'll provide racks at the actual check-in, so you can bring your bike, walk it up with you, put on the rack, get checked in, then go out and get your bike. I mean, this day and age, you just never know. Can't be too careful. I don't really feel comfortable just leaving my bike out in the open without anybody to watch it. If you got other people to sit there and hang out with your bike, then that works out just as well. But more than likely, more often for me, for 70.3 events, I'm just going by myself. So I leave the bike in the car. Usually the parking's pretty close to where you can get back and walk back and forth. Go get checked in, get the bike stuff, go get your bike ready, bring your bike back. And at check-in, if you haven't gone to the Ironman Village or the Ironman store, that's your time to do it, because like I said, the longer you wait, the less stuff they have, and the less good stuff they have. So definitely hit the Ironman store as fast as possible if you want pickings from all the fun stuff that you want. So get that done. Go back, get your bike, get it all ready, come back in, do the mandatory bike check-in, get your timing chip. And again, I would time it around one of these athlete briefings, so you've got everything you're doing in Ironman Village all sandwiched in together, because it's all in one spot, open space park. So everything, check-in, Ironman Village, Ironman store, athlete briefing, bike drop-off, timing chip. It's all in one place. So I would definitely, sometimes at these events, they'll have like food trucks, like I did 70.3 Boulder here in 2023, and luckily they had food trucks, they had other things and vendors that I was actually able to get some food, because if you go that long period of time, if you're leaving at 10 and you don't get done until like 1 o'clock after your athlete briefing, you don't have any food, you don't have any water, hydration or anything, you're going to be a little hungry and a little bit thirsty. So make sure you plan ahead. You're either bringing snacks, you're bringing water bottles, you're bringing something to drink, something. So just be aware of that. If you're going to sandwich this all together, you probably need to make sure that you're accounting for it. I don't know if they have food trucks at this one, or if they have maybe food's kind of readily available outside their vendors or the restaurants or anything. So just be aware of that. Make sure you plan that appropriately. But like I said, definitely if you can't make it the day before the last day of check-in, so check in, get your bike ready, Ironman store, timing chip, athlete briefing, and then make sure you have plenty of time to eat dinner and put your feet up and get to a bed in a decent hour. Race day, again, they got the transition open. It looks like they will have professionals, so they might add, so I would go back and keep checking this event schedule. They might add a pro panel where they have professionals come and talk. So that's always kind of fun, just to sit there and listen to what the pro athletes have to say about the course and that type of thing. So just be aware, transition opens at 6 and it closes at 7:45, 7:50 pro men start. So as soon as the professional men start, they're kicking around the transitions. I always show up as soon as transitions open. I try to be there and out of my car and budget enough time to walk there when they actually open the transition. Because you think, it's like, an hour and 45 minutes, that's a long time. But by the time you get to your bike, make sure it's all good, unpack your stuff, set up your transition area, maybe check your tires, get them aired up if you need to, go to the bathroom, get dressed. If it's wetsuit legal, get on your wetsuit, make sure you have all your gear, do double, triple checks of your bike, make sure everything's okay. It goes by fast. So definitely get there as early as possible. That way you're not stressing out and you get all your stuff taken care of. And again, they have, during this time, you got spectators, you got the Ironman Village open, stores open, info tent, post-race athlete food. As soon as the race is over at 2:30 or whenever the last bike is off of the bike course, they open and transition back up and take your bike out. So just be ready for that. You're not going to be able to get it before. So if you're if you have a quick time, if you get done quickly, you may be kind of just hanging out for a little bit, waiting to go back and get your stuff out of there. And pay attention to this. If you are looking to qualify for 2024 70.3 championship, it is an in-person deal. So you have to show up in person to the award ceremony at 5:30 p.m. if you want to claim your spot for Worlds. Now, being that it's, I think 2024 is I think that is overseas. I'd have to look exactly where it's at. I don't know. I think Finland is this year, Denmark, or something like that. It's overseas, so you're here in the States, and more often than not, if you're just there, you can get a slot for 70.3 Worlds. Kind of at the end, they just be like, is anybody interested in going? So if you want to go, make sure you go to the awards, make sure you go to the roll down ceremony, and just hang out and be like, I have to go to the World Championships, even though I was like 50th in my age group or something like that. So just be aware, but you have to be there in person to get it. So make sure you budget that time to be there if you need to. Unless there's bad weather. Sometimes there's bad weather and they just do it online. So just be about that. And then they'll wonderful volunteer. So again, this is the 2023 70.3 Michigan event schedule as of August 9th, 2023. The race is on September 17th, 2023. I haven't done this race personally, but I've coached several athletes. I've built plans for it. So if you need plans or suggestions, anything like that, let me know. I can get with that. But I do kind of this recon of the courses just to make sure that I'm aware of what's going on and athletes are aware of what's going on. But definitely check back as the event gets closer and closer, especially when they issue the athlete guide, just to make sure that nothing changes. They might add like a pro briefing or something like that. Might add like a practice swim or something like that. So just make sure you're aware of what's going on. Definitely check back on the website to get the parking and shuttle situation as well, just to make sure that you're up to speed on what is going on race day. So with that, I want to wrap up this video. I didn't see any live questions, so hopefully this one helped you out. If you have any questions, put in the comments, Facebook, YouTube. If it helped you out, give it a little like on Facebook, YouTube, subscribe on YouTube for future videos, either about 70.3 Michigan or just triathlon tips in general, or about other courses you may be interested in doing them all the time for different races that my athletes are doing. I'm doing plans for that kind of good stuff. So with that, we talked for a good 12-13 minutes about the event schedule for 70.3 Michigan. Hopefully it helped you out. If you did, thumbs up everywhere, subscribe, all that good stuff. And good luck on race day, and we'll see you in the next video.